Welcome to the night mode edition of the Mark Jackson Show. I'm Mark Jackson. This is the dynamic one. My guy Blue, my co-host. It's a special day. We got an opportunity to break bread with our fellow Underdog Fantasy team member, Gil's Arena, and open the doors with us. Gilbert Arenas, the great Gilbert Arenas, and his crew extended olive branch, and we had a blast breaking bread with them. Blue, what you think about your first opportunity to have a guest spot?
Man, nowhere better than to do it at Gil's Arena, man. That was nice, man. It felt good being up there with you, Pops. How'd you like it?
Man, I felt like we went to hook up with the Jeffersons. We got a whole another level we got to get to, man.
I know. Now that's one thing that I did feel some type of way about, because it was underdog fantasy stuff everywhere. Gil's Arena stuff, the cups and just everything. I was feeling some type of way. So we gotta talk to Underdog Fantasy, because we showed them a lot of love. And speaking of Underdog Fantasy, let's go ahead and give them a shout out right now. Underdog Fantasy, go ahead and scan the QR code in the corner or click the link in the description. Use the promo code MARK and they are matching a deposit of up to $100. But yeah, Pops, that was great, man. To sit up there with Gil, Kenyon, and B Jennings was an experience, man.
And Josiah, nice. They did a great job of, making us feel welcome and part of a team. It was none but love and respect and appreciation. Look forward to not only going back, but also having us on our show. Yeah. Having them on our show.
Of course. And it was, y'all go check that out, man. It was some heat. Y'all go show them some love. Go like their videos. And while you at it, like our video, comment, and just show us some love and let us know what you see in these playoffs, man. We love seeing y'all opinions. So, Pops, all right, you know where we got to start, man. You see OKC. Our producer Jeff told you he seemed like the Mavs was gonna be a little tired. Seemed like Luka was a little tired. And we're taking care of business. OKC, you see us out here. You see us. You see us. Come on, man. What you see? What you see from this young OKC team?
A great game. A great game plan. Great execution. And they made a statement in game one. So Jeff was correct. I did see some fatigue looking at Luka, but people saying he's hobbled, he's not 100%. If you are playing, you are fine, like I said before. So I'm not gonna give him an excuse for that. I'm gonna give credit. I tell you what it reminded me of. It reminded me of Ant Edwards against Kevin Durant. Respect, but he was determined to make a statement by attacking, by aggressively going after and taking what he felt was rightfully his, the bright lights. And I got the sense that Jalen Williams and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had the same mentality and same approach facing Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. They went after them, not only offensively but defensively, made a huge statement, an emphatic statement in game one, and awfully impressive. I thought the game plan was flawless. Now it's about making the proper adjustments if you're the Dallas Mavericks, understanding how the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to defend the high screen and roll and what they're giving you and what they're willing to live with.
See, I feel different than you with that. I think that you should put into the factor that a star is battered or a little bit injured. You can't just push it under the rug that a dude is fighting through injury, because we want to give them credit for continuing to play. So you can't do that, Pops.
No, I can do that. Like, let's take Exhibit A. Joel Embiid had 50 and limping up and down the line. You had 50. You're fine. Come on, man.
Come on, man. The dude.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win. So I can make an excuse every night and say I'm not feeling well. And if I get 40, then I'm a hero. If I get 10, then he's hobbled. No. If you are on the floor in uniform and playing, you good. This is a no excuse team.
So you judging Jamal Murray right now as if he's just 100%? He's hurt or a little bit banged up?
I am giving 100% of the credit to the Minnesota Timberwolves and how they are forcing the issue, defending without fouling, sticking to their principles, and locking the Denver Nuggets up. I'm not giving no excuse to being hobbled or hampered or injured. No. I'm gonna give it, because if you go out and get 40 next game, then what? Was he hurt or did he heal?
He's been hurt. He's been playing through injury. That's my thing. The dude is playing through injury. We can see it visibly. He has not the same lift and not the same speed. So my thing is, you could give him some credit and ease up a little bit. The dude is hurt.
I'm glad you brought up Jamal Murray because let's park here for a second. I am disappointed in the league's decision to fine him $100,000 and not suspend him. And I love Jamal Murray. I think he's a high character guy. I think he's a true professional. I think he's a superstar and a champion, obviously. But throwing a towel and throwing a heat pad in the middle of the action on the court is without a doubt, and I'm not begging for somebody to lose money or get suspended, but let's be consistent. If that's Draymond Green, he's suspended. Jamal Murray did something that I'd never seen before in all my years of covering, playing, and coaching basketball, and as a fan. He threw something in the middle of the action. That is unacceptable. Now, the next person that does it, you can't suspend them. Make it $100,000. It should have been a suspension and making an emphatic emphasis on your point that cannot be tolerated.
Yeah, I'm usually not with you. Sometimes you're heavy-handed on what the punishment should be. But in this case, I'm with you, man. You can't throw, because we got to look at it worst case scenario. Somebody comes down, rolls an ankle or gets injured. Then we looking at Jamal Murray like, dang, you ended this dude's night, season, or career. And that's just too much, man. That was out of character and out of line.
You know, I'm tired of your backhand statements because you say I'm usually heavy-handed with the punishment. Dude, let it go. I took the Pokemon cards from you. It's okay. Let it go.
You took the Pokemon cards. You took that, just everything. It was just a cycle of everything. Just, man, dang, man. Now I got PTSD. You threw me off. I don't even know where we at. Oh man.
No, but
Mavericks,
talking
Luka.
about the Oklahoma City Thunder defending Luka and Kyrie in high screen and roll, it is obvious what they're doing. They're putting two on the ball when they come off, making sure they don't get a direct line drive. They're rotating to the big, making sure they don't get a lob dunk. And they are willing to live with anybody else shooting open threes. So it's going to come down to those guys making shots. You got to step in rhythm and understand, okay, this is how they're going to play me. I tell you, tomorrow I'm getting up shots if I'm one of those dudes. Locked and loaded for game 2. These are the shots that they're going to give me. I'm going to step in with confidence, and I'm going to knock those shots down and force them to give some breathing room to Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic.
Yeah, it's tough. Watching that game tonight, I don't think we gave enough credit to this OKC team. As I said, habits continue to catch up to these teams, and we've seen OKC be the same team throughout the whole season. They've been stubborn in their identity. And so now when we see the Mavericks start playing good defense, all of a sudden, we believe in them and we want to say, okay, they can do this. But throughout the season, they haven't played defense at this level. So I just think that we're regressing to the mean and we're seeing teams return to who they are.
I'm not going to overreact. I picked the Dallas Mavericks to win this series. I still believe they're going to win the series. I didn't say it was going to be easy. That don't mean I disrespected or doubted the ability of the Thunder. I got a lot of respect for them. The future's awfully bright. I just thought the Dallas Mavericks was the pick in this series, and I still feel that way. But they defended at a high level. They got after it offensively, and they got great energy and effort off of their bench. Those guys play with great confidence, and they are a tied together group. I can't overemphasize enough every time watching them win, do a post-game interview, and the whole team is hugging. 5, 6, 7, 8 guys are hugging and barking at the end. They are together. They're not looking for the spotlight individually. You see Shea, giving props and praise to his teammates, acknowledging the little things, no matter how little they may seem, how valuable it is, how crucial it is that they came up with a victory and they did it collectively.
Yeah, man. I'm about to pull a Stephen A, Pops. I'm about to pull a Stephen A and call the NBA office and ask them what was in those shoes that Jalen Williams switched into. Because when he came back out after running into the back and he came out with the mismatched shoes, he was a different man. Just speak about what you saw from this young dog tonight. He was cooking.
He didn't have to go in the back if I was the coach. If he's going to play like that, I'd have ran in the back myself. I'd have ran in the back and got the shoes for him. He's not really – he didn't do anything different than he's done all year long. The guy has been special all year long. We just have been in love with what we've seen with Shea, a legitimate MVP candidate and may very well win it. And we forgot that he has extreme help and especially his sidekick in Jalen Williams. He's a 6'9", crafty defender, crafty with the basketball offensively, can shoot the three, which was on full display in game one, can get in the seams. He's a big time talent with an extremely bright future moving forward. But like I said, those two guys took it personal in their approach, and they went after Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic and won round one. Round one goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder backcourt, and they were clicking on all cylinders. And they're only going to get better. They are dangerous for the long time to come. These guys are only going to get better and only improve their talent.
Yeah, even looking at Chet, he's improved as this playoffs has progressed. He's gotten better each game. What did you see from him tonight in his competitive edge?
I saw him being grateful that no longer is he facing a guy that weighs 270, 280 pounds in Valanciunas. He's now, defending and contesting a guy that is bigger than him but doesn't have that big of a gap as far as physical form and shape and force that they play with. So it's a better matchup for him. I love the way he dives to the cup, finishes at the rim, blocks shots, disrupts shots. He gets credit for blocked shots, but I can count at least 10 times that he changed shots, altered shots tonight with his size and his versatility. He's a tremendous weapon. When they really get to the point that they add a piece alongside of him, a versatile big that can play with him and take a little pressure off him from being a lone rim protector, watch out. This team has a championship or two in its future.
Speaking of getting defensive stops and altering shots, this is crazy, man. Is Lou Dort the Luka stopper?
I'm not going to say that. He's an elite defender, and he may be the best defender in basketball and maybe the best perimeter defender in basketball. It was on full display what he did to Brandon Ingram and how he imposed his will on him, disrupted him, and took him totally out of rhythm, not just one night, but the entire first-round series. He dominated and had his imprint on that entire series with his defensive presence, and he has picked up. I will say this. He can play the same exact defense that he played in game one against Luka, and Luka could get 40. So I'm not going to overreact because I'll take great offense over great defense. But one thing I do love is he's getting into him. He's disrupting him. He's frustrating. He's contesting shots. He's battling. He's gritty. He's grimy. He is a spectacular defensive player who came into the league primarily as a defensive stopper and an elite defensive perimeter player with not high on the offensive end. He was a liability on the offensive end of the floor. He didn't play. Remember those playoff games where they backed off of him and dared him to shoot shots? You can't do that anymore. He is stepping in rhythm because he prepared, he got better, he improved, he put the time in. He is a complete basketball player that does not put any damper on his team when he's on the floor. You got to respect him offensively, and he is a force defensively.
Yeah, I love that. I love that when watching OKC, I see that they're the type of team where if I'm a coach, I don't need to hype them up because this is the norm for them to come out and compete defensively and just come out with this level of they have a grit to them on the defensive end where it's a pride that we're together, almost like a college team where it's a brotherhood on this defensive end. I got your back, you got my back, help left, screen right. It's beautiful to see on the defensive end what this team is doing and the communication level that they have.
Yeah, one thing you don't want to do as a coach, I don't want to have to beg you or give you a sermon before every game to motivate you or inspire you. What you got to do as a coach, as a general manager, as an organization, find dudes that love to play. Find a group of guys individually and collectively that love to compete, that love to battle, that love to go to war. And then let the chips fall where they may. You can improve every day, but one thing you want is guys with motor that love the game of basketball and love to compete. And when you find those guys, keep them. And when you find guys that don't have that DNA, get rid of them because they'll cost you your job and they'll have you on vacation. But this is a group that's tied together, that love each other, that care about each other, and leave it on the floor every single night.
All right, man, I need to know who wins game two.
I think the Dallas Mavericks will win game two. I think they'll make the proper adjustments. I think the role players will play better being now understanding how they're going to be defended and what challenges lie in front of them moving forward in game 2. But this Oklahoma City team is not going to be easy. They're going to come with the same mentality, the same approach, and they're going to force the issue. So I expect a big-time game in game 2, one that will go down to the wire, but I expect the Mavs to win it and tie this series up.
No, man, I'm sorry to tell you, Pops. Mavs taking another loss. OKC again. It's just too much. It's just too much.
So you done went with Jeff now. You went with our producer now all the way.
I've been told you OKC. What you mean? I've been said OKC was the real deal.
Did you say it after Jeff or before Jeff?
I mean, me and Jeff, we like this. So it's my twin. What you mean? Relax on. Take it easy, man.
I tried to create some dissension right there.
Yeah, what you doing, man? What's going on? What's going?
My bad.
Oh man. Anyways, let's get to that first game, man. First game. That game was a snooze fest, Pops. I'm sorry. I gotta keep it real. When I love the games, I love them. That game, I really don't believe that Cleveland can even match up to this Celtics team, man. What did you see? Because you tell me what you saw, and I'll tell you what I saw after.
I saw a team that flat out is better than the opposition. I don't. Cleveland is missing Jared Allen. They got guys off the bench that's playing with no confidence. They got a supporting cast that have been inconsistent. And they're going against a team that is we raved about whose defense did we see last night that Charles Barkley said was the greatest defense?
Minnesota.
Yeah, we rave about Minnesota's defense and rightfully so. This Boston Celtics defense is off the charts. They got as good, if not the best, duo in the backcourt in the history of this game defending. I mean, Drew Holiday and Derek White is absolutely incredible, lockdown defenders. You got Al Horford, who has high IQ and incredible game plan discipline. You got two guys with the versatility and size of Tatum and Brown. They communicate. They all know each other. They have great schemes, and they stick to their principles. They disrupted everything that the Cavs were trying to do. And 95 points, 15 in the second, 18 in the fourth. They got to get help off the bench. Darius Garland got to find a way to get going. And they will not win with just a one-man show of Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell will not single-handedly beat the Boston Celtics. He's going to need help, and he's going to need a lot of help. This series, I mean, I don't know how you beat them right now. They're clicking on all cylinders. Not only do they defend at a high level, they shoot that ball from the three-point line, and they put so much pressure on you. And Pritchett is playing with extreme confidence, changes the pace. You see the competitive drive that he has. This is a team that, they're on a mission. They're on an absolute mission to win it all.
Yeah, man. I saw a damsel in distress. I saw a jumping, a beat down, a whooping. I saw just this was not a competition tonight. I saw they tried to stick with them, but the whole time it seemed like the Cavs were just hanging on for dear life. And I'm not really looking forward to seeing the rest of these games and just watching Donovan Mitchell struggle against this team. Now, unless you can tell me something, Coach, that these Cavs can do to make this series more competitive.
The supporting cast has got to help. Darius Garland's got to find a way to establish a rhythm and take pressure off of Donovan Mitchell. They've got to get guys knocking down three-point shots, gaining confidence. You think about it. They lost by 25, and Tatum, actually for Tatum's standards, had a bad game. 7 of 19 from the field, 18 points. He did have 11 rebounds, so you love that from your star player struggling from the field, but still able to impact the game by doing other things. So rebounding the basketball was the way that he impacted the game. But if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, you got to get other guys involved. You got to get other guys with confidence right now. One thing you see them holding their heads down. You see the lack of confidence. You see them turning down open shots and passing. No, step in rhythm. Let your head down. Let's go after this game and take care of business. It's a tough task the way they defend, but it's a doable task. But it starts with one possession at a time, stepping in rhythm, understanding these are shots that you're going to be presented. Shoot the basketball. We shot your whole life. Don't doubt now. Shoot the basketball.
Now, you said that the Cavs really had a shot last episode. After seeing this tonight, do you still think that they really have a shot in this series?
No. They don't have a chance. They don't have a chance. No.
What about if
Boston
Jared
Celtics
Allen come back?
I'm sorry?
What about if Jared Allen comes back?
Then you have a rim protector and you have a big that can set screens and dive and open up some things where it presents better shots on the perimeter. But outside of Jared Allen coming back and doing the things that he's capable of doing and opening up the floor, they need to see the ball go through the rim. Other guys not named Donovan Mitchell, and then gain some confidence. And they need to defend a little better. You don't want to give the Boston Celtics 120 points because they're too elite defensively that's going to win ball games for them.
All right, man. It's that time. I need to know who wins the Mama. There goes that man award for tonight, Pops.
You know, I could have went with Jaylen Brown and the job that he did securing the victory for the Celtics. He was the best player in a Celtic uniform tonight. But tonight's award goes to a young guy, obviously, that made a statement with his overall play. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 29-9-9, big-time win in front of his home crowd against the Dallas Mavericks and two future Hall of Famers in the backcourt, and Luka and Kyrie. He was stellar. He was outstanding, and he's so crafty, so great size, can get to the paint and finish, had a spectacular finish in transition, get to his spots, elevate with that size and strength for the baby jump shot. He is a complete basketball player, playing in rhythm, and tonight was clicking on all cylinders. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets the Mama. There goes that man award tonight.
SGA. There we go. I'm sorry.
No arguments,
my reaction,
right?
Huh?
No arguments, right?
No arguments. My reaction was thrown off because it was something that I just skimmed by. I need us to address. I saw Kendrick Perkins say that he wanted LeBron. He recommended that LeBron retire rather than we see him, fade the black in some negative way. I just had to come out and say, nobody wants to see LeBron retire, man. We got to be realistic. At this point in his career, we see he still got some things in the tank, and it's too early for him to go. I just want to know, do you think it's time for LeBron to retire, or does he still have something left?
No, clearly he's got something left. He clearly has something left. He just finished. He's going to make an all-NBA team in his 21st season. He was an all-star. He's still one of the best in the business. In his 21st season, he still impacts the game as a scorer, a rebounder, facilitator. So I think LeBron James not only has a year, but he has more than that left in the tank, barring any injury. He's proven to earn the right to retire when he feels like it, whenever he feels like it. And I think with his size, with his skill set, with his high IQ, who knows where the end is, as long as he stays healthy, because he can play the point guard position and still be impactful with everything he has in between those lines. So I disagree with Kendrick Perkins in that statement. And as a fan of the game, I want to see LeBron continue to play the same way I wanted to see Tom Brady continue to play.
Yeah, I think he was saying it as a fan of LeBron, saying, I don't want to see you go out in a bad way. But nah, he's still got enough in the tank to compete.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying, but say that when you see some slippage. Say that when he puts together, the dude has scored more points in his 21st season than every other person combined. Say that when you see some slippage to look out for him. Don't say it now. He had a heck of a year.
Yeah.
And not just for a dude in his 21st season. He had a heck of a year for a dude in his first season, in his second, in his 10th season. Doesn't matter. He is still playing at a high level in between those lines.
No doubt. All right. One game to look ahead to on Wednesday. We got the Knicks and your Pacers. Since you picked them, Pops, I'm sorry. Who wins this game, Pops?
I'm going to say the Knicks win. I'm only saying that to give me some breathing room on the comments. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I say the Knicks win. I believe they stole game one, benefit of some bad, careless plays by the Pacers, some big time shots by the Knicks, and some calls that went their way. One in particular, the kick ball, to me that won the basketball game when it was a deflection and a steal, called a kick ball, which they couldn't challenge, and it gave the Knicks the basketball back. So I'm going to go with the Knicks in game two. I still think that this series is far from over either way. I think it's going to be a long series that's going to take its toll on both teams. But I'm going to take the Knicks in game two.
Okay. All right. I need to know, Pops, if you're taking the Knicks, I need you to go in the footsteps of being the coach of the Knicks, and I need to hear what Mark Jackson has to say to motivate these Knicks before this game.
I hear all the chatter about how we stole the game. I hear all the chatter about how calls went in our favor, how the league wants us to win. I even saw the last 2 minutes report. Guess what, fellas? I don't care about the last 2-minute report. What's more important to me is the last 48 minutes. We outworked them. We outcompeted them. We outgritted them. We outgrind them. We were the better basketball team. And if we continue to have that as our testimony, we will advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. No excuses, fellas. Bring it in.
There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, we can't leave the Pacers out of it because that's your pick. So I need just a little bit extra vigor, some give me some motivation for the Indiana Pacers going into this game, Coach.
Let me be quite honest. I humbly submit I got a million things that I could say. But I'm careful in what I'm going to say and what I will say and what I'll present. I'm not going to give you my entire arsenal. But there's some times where you have to challenge the guys with just saying something short and sweet. Be better. Be better. I got to be better. With my coaching over here, Tyrese Halliburton, you've got to be better. The mistakes you made down the stretch was careless and uncharacteristic of you and what you brought to the table. Pascal Siakam, be better. Miles Turner, you played great in game one. Forgive me if I got a high threshold for you. Be better. TJ McConnell, be better. Across the board, that's what we got to do. Be better. And I'm not asking you to be 100% better. Just be 2% better. And if you do that across the board, we will win this basketball game and put ourselves in position to go back to Indiana and handle our business. Be better, fellas.
All right. There we go. Now, Pops, it's been one thing watching these playoffs that I've seen reoccurring. And I don't know if it's just because I just keep hearing Coach Pitino's voice in my ear and telling me that it's my fault as a guard for the big man to get called for a screening foul continuously. I'm watching these guards put big men in the wrong positions by rushing before he's set for the screen. Am I tripping, or is this not the guard's fault?
No, you're 100% correct. As a guard handling the basketball, calling a pick and roll set, you have the responsibility to lull the defender to sleep, and then when the big man is set, then take him in that direction, into the big man. So you have a responsibility to see that the big man is set, and then in rhythm, turn and direct the defender into the screen. They're doing a poor job of trying to go before the big man is set, and that used to frustrate big men, and they used to lighten up the force in which they would set screens with. You got to be like dance partners, and when you do that to perfection, it opens up a lane for the guy coming off the screen, and it gives breathing room because that guard is chasing the guard with the basketball while the big man defender is trying to hold the fort down. It gives breathing room for that guy that set the solid screen to dive down the lane and force either help or have a wide open layup. So when it's executed correctly, it's a tremendous advantage historically for the offense. And when it isn't, you put your big guy in position to pick up fouls that's so valuably needed as the game progresses.
Pops, we got to shout out Rudy Gobert for winning Defensive Player of the Year, man. Shouts out to Rudy Gobert. Congratulations, man. What do you have to say about this accomplishment?
Congratulations. Historic. joined some rare company. And you think about it, this guy's a future Hall of Famer. Don't at me, he's a future Hall of Famer. 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, and still with plenty of time to add on to that. Elite defender that takes pride in being the anchor defensively to the #1 defensive team in basketball, has set the tone, has changed the culture, took so much heat last year when the Minnesota Timberwolves traded for him and gave a boatload of picks for him. Well, it's worked out in their favor. Salute Rudy Gobert being the Defensive Player of the Year. And I got to mention, took some heat for missing game 1 for the birth of his new child. Congratulations on that. To me, I got no problem with it. I think individual players handle it the way they handle it. There's some folks who say, I'm not missing a game. I'm not missing a game. No way I'm missing a game. I'm going to go to the game, and then I'm going to get to the birth of my child. Here's my point. For those that are saying, how dare him miss a game, God forbid something happened to the mother of his child or something happened to the child during the birthing process. Then what? So let each individual handle it the way that they would handle it. I was fortunate enough to have 4 kids, and the only one that I missed the game for was you in Madison Square Garden against the Indiana Pacers. I played for the Knicks. And I remember specifically saying, come on, man, come on. It was an afternoon game. We're like, yo, come on, man, so I could leave and get to the Garden about 30 blocks away. But in all seriousness, it is up for the individual, and who are we to say whether it's right or wrong? I think it's reckless to dance in that territory.
I mean,
here we go.
I understand, Pops. He's saying this, y'all, because earlier on Gills, I shared an opinion that I thought that he should have played in the game because it was early in the day that the child was born, so it technically was enough time for him to get to the arena. Also, Kenyon Martin said it's a player on the team that felt some type of way about him not being there. So I'm not the only one. I understand both sides of it. I'm just saying, it's the playoffs, man. It's the playoffs. we fighting for a championship. The baby was born. He was born already.
That's the wild card. That's the one thing I learned after making the statement. The baby was born. Okay, mama's good. The baby's good. Okay, let me get on a private jet and get to the game. But I'm not gonna let you off the hook because on Gil's Arena, you said if it was a rec league game, you still gonna make the rec league game. You don't believe that. Tell the folks you don't believe that.
No, I'm not telling the folks I don't believe that. You see, this the thing. I'm not afraid of the people. If they mad because I said something, I said it and get over it. What they gonna do? Beat me up? What they gonna do?
Hold on. When you say you're not afraid of the people, you're insinuating I am?
I don't know. I'm not. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm just saying. I said what I said. I feel how I feel, and I'm real when I'm real. So
I saw your rec league games, man. I came to the rec league games to see you. It's you can miss a game.
I'm saying, dude, I was there for the birth of my son. The baby is born. He's taken care of. He gets to come into the room with you after a while, after he's taken care of. He comes into the room. He sleeps in the room in his little section with you and the mother, and it's beautiful, and that's nice. But if I have a playoff game, I can play for 2 hours, come back, and spend the night at the hospital. What's the problem?
I'm in agreement with you, but we're not talking to Rudy Gobert. He's not my co-host. My co-host is the dude that said he's going to the rec league game.
No, I said it was a joke. It was a joke, man. It was a joke. I was saying she's lucky that I didn't go to the rec league game. It was a joke. And it hit too. It hit too. Okay. The joke hit. Okay.
No, it hit. I will say this. I am in agreement that if the baby's born and the mama's healthy, I'll be back. I got work to do with my team and chasing the championship. As long as everybody's healthy and whole, I totally agree. Let's get to the game. If at all possible, I can.
Yeah. And of course, we understand Rudy Gobert. We love him, and it's all just rhetoric. We just talking and chopping it up. But we understand this is people's lives, and that it is real having a child, and it is a big deal, and it's a blessing. So congrats to Rudy Gobert and his family, and shout out to you. We hope you're ready for the next game, man. Unless you got another one on the way that I don't know. But all right, man. One thing, Pops. I got a little hot take. I'm starting to come around and feel like Drake is not out of this yet, man. Just Drake and Kendrick battle. They counting Drake out. And I'm feeling like it's closer than people thinking.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is. Unfortunately, someone was shot at Drake's house yesterday, which is unfortunate. That's part of the beef or the rap. We want no parts of that. And let's be grown men in this situation and keep it on wax, as they say. So, two greats, continue to make it interesting, but let's cut out the violence. Nobody needs to lose their life or lose a loved one because of a verse.
Yeah, that's right, man. It's definitely not. It's not that serious, man. It's not that serious. But the way to take it to the serious note, I was more so talking about the music, man. Dang.
Yeah, but I had to acknowledge it. I got my ear to the streets, so got a chance to impact. I'm just trying to do that, man.
Yeah, can we talk? I mean, okay, so yeah, definitely that. But I thought musically that Drake is doing pretty good too. I think
You're right. Mark Jackson, co-host Blue, Mark Jackson II, Family Matters. You like that, right?
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Wow. That was good.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
All right, man. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors, Underdog Fantasy. Go ahead and scan the QR code in the corner and play the pick'em game. That's our favorite, man. We appreciate y'all.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Mark Jackson Show. I'm Mark Jackson. This is my guy, Blue. Thank you for your love and support. Again, a shout out to the Come and Talk to Me Network on YouTube, our guys, Cam and Mace. Remember, whether it's your kids, your employees, or your team, before you give instructions, before you give orders, make sure you show them that you care. Old man said, rules without relationship breeds rebellion. Make sure you show them that you care. Blessings.